So, figured I should actually do a video of this. This is the Cub Cadet original that I traded the creeper gear that I had on the diesel Cub I built for. And my plan is to put an 18 horse post twin Kohler on it. So first things first, steering would be nice, and I can't move that very much. So we're going to take the steering apart and get it all freed up. The steering box is kind of freeing up easily. I probably need to take it apart and clean it up, but maybe rebuild it. But for right now, I just want to get this thing running and driving, and someday I'll rip it apart and I want to paint it red and white. And I actually do have intentions of taking it back apart and painting it. I just want to get it to the running and driving point first, so that way all the modifications are done and I'm not modifying a painted tractor. So I got to get the steering apart, get it cleaned up, and we'll see where it goes from there. Alright, so here's the side that goes in the axle. There's the side the wheel rides on, and since these don't have bearings, it's a little wore, but not bad, not bad. I'll make sure that we put bearings back in if we use these wheels or whatever wheels we use, so we're not taking any more off that axle. But now that we got the axle cleaned out and the spindle cleaned up, oh, so nice. And only here, not too bad, nothing the grease won't take up. But yeah, got that done. It's I'm on my lunch break currently, so I think I'm gonna have to actually get back to paying work before I can do this side. But let's see how this side is. She's stiff, but not nearly as bad. Oh yeah, she's gonna come right out. Should. Anyway, stay tuned for more progress. Alrighty, it's now after work and back together, and just as smooth as it could possibly be. So next step is we're going to take the steering box out and get that cleaned up inside and working good. So I'm going to pop the steering wheel off here and we'll get to her. All right. Just like that. Okay, so the actual problem was, well, it wasn't the worm gear, those bearings. This spins pretty nice. Eventually, yes, I am going to take this apart and actually rebuild it. But for the time being, we're just going to slap it back together. The problem was steel bolt was seized up in this aluminum housing. And I'm scared to take these bolts out of fear that they'll snap. So we're just going to slap this back together, and I ended up pulling the dash off to get this out. But we're going to slap it back together for now so I could drive it, and then when I go to paint this tractor up, I'll get a rebuild kit for it. Anyway, stay tuned. Just thought I'd take a moment before it got any darker to show you this beautiful snow-covered scenery over here at Dad's place. What the hell is that? Another video, perhaps. Beautiful. Okay, so it's back in there, and it works good. Before I end up stepping on some of this crap, perhaps I should pick it up. You know, that would be smart. So we're getting ready to put the dash back on here. But before I do, suppose I'll just show you what we're dealing with here. Uh-oh. That's a fix for another date. But I think what we can just do is just draw out those spot welds. I believe they're spot welds. And just make a new piece, just like this one. But that'll be when we strip her apart and paint her. Okay. Dang. Much better. Look at that. I can throw the wheel and it keeps going now. So what I'm going to do is it doesn't turn as sharp this way as it does this way. So I need to adjust the drag length. But also what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill another hole like right there, move it in, and that'll help it steer a little more, possibly. Oh. Nope, they're not running into each other. Sorry. I'm used to the GoPro that sees everything. I'm using my phone. But I'm going to go get some different wheels to put on the front of this for now, and then the back, so stay tuned. Well, we hit a snag. Apparently these spindles are like 7/8 instead of like 3/4, which is what most of the wheels I have are, or have bushings for. So I decided to stick this engine on here and see what it looked like, and I think I'm gonna have to notch the grill out for the oil filter. Now this grill's already got tons of extra holes drilled in it, so if this grill didn't have a bunch of holes drilled in it like it does, I'd just put the block off piece on there and we wouldn't have an oil filter. But I don't really want to do that, and there are holes drilled in the grill, so oh well. So I stuck the drive shaft in there, and as you can see, we got to go forward a little bit more, so that's why I got to cut that out. And as far as this crankshaft goes, we're just going to lop it off. Worst case scenario, if I ever rip this engine off of here, I'll just put it in my Simplicity 7117, because that doesn't use the crankshaft on the front for anything. So, but yeah, I think I'm going to call her quits here. But we'll see if we get any more done this week. I'm going to go measure for some bearings for the front wheels and hopefully get the front wheels put on it. All right. Stay tuned. Okay, guys, so this is all we're going to get done in this video. I got the, I think I already showed you this, the steering all working good. And I got it so it's pretty well centered up. And the engine is now mounted, which the engine's now mounted, as you can see. I shortened the drive shaft and opened up the opening for the belt, so that way I could have the engine back far enough to where I wouldn't have to cut the grill out for the oil filter or eliminate the oil filter, because I didn't want to do that. And everything's going to line up all right. I got plenty of room to get a pulley on there, which I want to find a pulley that will overdrive this a little bit. So I got to find the right pulley. I got to build an exhaust for it, which I'm thinking I'm just going to have it come over, run across, join over to here, and then come out some way, shape, or form, or hell, well, I don't know. I do stacks, but I feel like I would have to cut the hood, and I don't want to do that. I have to figure out where we're mounting the fuel tank, which that'll be another issue. Maybe I could squeeze a small tank in like right here, but we'll see. And as far as the air cleaner goes, have to do something about that bolt hitting right there. As far as the air cleaner goes, if I use the base of the twin cylinder air cleaner and just get a shorter filter like the single cylinders used, I should be all right. It should fit. Had something else in my head. Oh, the front wheel bushings. Whoops. They're expensive, but I know where I can get them. So that will happen eventually. But I'm pushing this off to the side for now because I got a big project in mind with 13 weeks left to go till plow day that I would like to try to get done in time for plow day. So for now, we're going to put this in the shed, move on to another project. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't worry, we will get back on it shortly after plow day, and or maybe even a little before, depending on how this other project goes. But anyway, like I said, I hope you enjoyed. I thank you very much for watching. Until next time, guys, take care.